I'm going to tell you the singular best thing, and I mean, they ought to donate to the Pistons. The best thing going for this rancid baseball team is the fact that the Pistons are in the playoffs, so they're kind of running cover for the fact that this team has bleeped itself and has just been swept out of New York. That is as embarrassing as it gets. But luckily for the Tigers, you got the Pistons to run cover for you. And no one's going to want to talk Tigers today, and that includes us. So, the hell with them. See you tomorrow against Toronto. I don't care. They're terrible. Yesterday was day one of my sabbatical. It was glorious.
3-0. And I thought, okay,
Yep.
you won't get, wait a minute.
Yeah, you will.
It's 3-1. Okay, you won't, it's 3-3.
We're not done.
3-5.
Mm-hmm.
6-3.
Maybe get your ass kicked.
3.
Yeah, that's right.
All
right, so we'll turn our attention to the Pistons. So here's my take. And I've never really concerned myself with whether you like it or not. My job is to tell you how I feel. And I will just tell you, I think a lot of people on this station were pretty embarrassing, crying about officiating. See, here's the neat part about this. You don't get to do both of the following. You don't get to be the fan base who holds up signs saying hard fouls only and talking about how big your wang is and then cry like bitches and begging for a foul because you gagged and blew a 15-point lead in the game and blew being up 9 with 2:39 to go, and then you want some broke bleep bum like Asur Thompson to be gifted a foul call with 1/10 of a second to go so you could what? Escape? No. In fact, let me take it to another place. I'm actually glad this happened because maybe you and this organization will wake up. The league does not like you. The league does not respect you. And as long as you keep insisting on playing gym class heroes and drafting people who simply can't shoot or score in a whorehouse, this is always going to happen. Just like it happened last year against the Knicks. It happened now. It'll happen next year. So if this gets the team and this fan base to actually assimilate to the way the league is playing, cut the tough guy crap, and get a star and help Cade, then you know what? I'm glad. Because what I won't do today is let them off the hook for blowing that lead, for choking down the stretch, and then, by the way, airmailing overtime. You want to call 80 feet from the basket? As Liam Neeson in Taken was told, good luck. To hell with that. You're crazy. And people on this station, callers, hosts, the whole bit. The hell kind of town is this? Toughness, belt to ass, play the song, us versus everybody, and you're begging for a call 80 feet from the bucket that no Game 5 deep in the playoffs has ever been decided on. And you think Asur Thompson's getting that call? Let me help you. Here, I'm Tony Brothers. You are never getting that call, nor should you. Holding up damn signs, hard fouls only, and then you want to beg for a holy reprieve. Right there. Play better. That is such a weak response by this fan base.
But that was all the national media also agreed with the fan base. And what about this guy and this guy? Mike, I'm with you. And we talked about it, right before this game, listen to the end of the Tigers game. You're in trouble when in money time, at the end of a game and in overtime, you have Dennis Jenkins, B-Ball Paul, and Karis LeVert. They're out on the court for you.
And Asur. So why do you think they can blitz Cade? You don't even have players that have arms.
Right. What team in the playoffs would OKC? Which one of those guys would be out there in overtime?
None. They're DNPCDs.
Right.
This is my point, is that the Pistons can win. Like, by the way, here's the hilarious part of all this. This series is not over.
No.
Because I don't trust Cleveland. James Harden did his best to choke this thing away. Oh, he's 29 for 30 from the line. Clangety clang clang. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if they won in Cleveland. But the idea of being up 9 with 2:39 to go and all Cleveland's got to do is blitz Cade, you don't deserve. It's John Taffer. You don't deserve to serve food. You don't deserve that call. And by the way, do all the Zapruder film crap you want. Donovan Mitchell got fouled. It's all ball. No, it's not. The forearm's not a part of the ball. And guess what? I'm glad it was a no call there.
And he's actually a star.
It's no call all around.
Yeah.
Begging for some call. Get out. I just, dude, you don't get to do both. You want to be all bricked up talking toughness, that's fine. This is my point. They got effed in the playoffs last year, and the refs do not respect you. They do not like you. The league doesn't want teams playing this way. And guess what? Fine. You think you got effed again. Keep being stubborn about it. Or let's get to business this summer. Let's get Cade the help he deserves. And then guess what? This doesn't happen. You don't blow a 9-point lead with 2:39 to go. Cade doesn't have to be perfect.
No.
Cade doesn't have to put up 40.
No.
I don't want to hear it. And by the way, the Jalen Duran thing, that extension is going to hit like crack. I'm going to be Whitney in a bathtub. You can't. It is going to hit like absolute rocks. I'll be Dave Chappelle scratching my neck. Hey, Joe Rogan, I do rocks. When they paid Duran $200 million after sitting 17 of the last 18 minutes.
Hold on.
Yeah, and by the way, you didn't sit him for Shaquille O'Neal the late years. You basically said, B-Ball Paul, this is your show.
Right.
And our all-star is dead. I can't wait for this extension to hit. Cannot wait.
It was just a bad matchup. I'm sorry.
Oh, just like the first round too? Yeah, maybe the playoffs are your problem. Where? Joe Dumars Fieldhouse? He's on the Pine. And I'll shout JB out. We said it. Don't be a hypocrite. If Asur can play his way out of a game, so can Duran. But the problem is he waited till the fourth quarter again.
And you know it hurt JB to do that. You know he didn't want to, but he had to because he saw the game slipping away. And then he was able to, he would have been, Mike, he was 2 minutes and 40 seconds away from saying, this worked, guys. You know what? It was a great team victory. Right. I put the right guys out there. And then I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, in comes Duran. Wait, has Duran played this quarter?
No.
I had to go back, and then I was like, no. How are you going to pay him all of that money? That's going to be something funny. If
hey,
I'm
Joe Rogan, I do rocks. I mean, I can't wait for the day it drops. $200 million. No, I can't wait.
You can't do that. Because when B-Ball Paul, who would take a tenth of that money, can go out there and play over you, as the man says, something's wrong.
Also, maybe we can put the Unk stuff to bed. He's turned into a pumpkin again the last two, and here we are. Like, again, nothing will shock me. I don't trust the Cavs. They're not any good either. You could totally win Game 6. Why not? But what I don't do, I don't care what sport it is. I sat here the damn day of the Dallas game. You scored 6 points in 3 quarters of football. I don't want to hear about the mystery flag. Maybe if Stafford did something the rest of the game. And oh, by the way, after the heinous flag, you still had the football. Like, I'm not ref guy. And if there's one fan base in this town I'm not going to let cry, it's the ones who try to act like the toughest guys in town. Oh, if it ain't rough, it ain't right. And you're going to beg for a call from 80 feet? How about you hold your team accountable? Give me a break. And shame on Cookie. My God, Jim. I love you, but you hurt me. That's ridiculous, crying about a fishy. Get out. Up 9 with 2:39 to go. What did Tony Brothers trip you? Get out of here. The fact that Cleveland can brazenly just blitz Cade with no fear because you got dudes with no arms out there. How about we talk about that?
Right. Or you know what the referees didn't do? They didn't have the mental lapse of leaving Jonathan Mitchell opening for that wide open three, hits it, and then you get your pockets picked, and then he's running down the basket and layup, and that was pretty much ball game right there.
It's all of it. They shot better than you. They hit more threes than you. They out-rebounded you. They got to the line more than you. Oh, is that going to be all the refs too?
Well, 38-20, I've heard that, and it's like, but guys, you were intentionally fouling, so a lot of that number is
Here's
skewed.
an idea. When the Pistons are talking about, like, I love this stat. Well, we took a lot of our shots from inside the arc. Yeah, and they're all fadeaways. Good luck getting fouled on that. And look, I'll just tell you this. If anyone sees Cade in public, kiss his ass, because he's a better man than I. I would light this franchise on fire if I was stuck with this. He was wonderful last night. Yeah, I know he didn't box out the shooter on a missed free throw. I know. But I'm also not going to be the guy to take that one play and undo the only reason you didn't lose by 30. Cade was splendid last night. He was efficient. Yeah. He was a dead eye from deep. He was wonderful in isolation. I know. Mental lapse in OT. Yeah. I know.
No. And Mike, if Cade wore a 13.5 rather than a 14, you win the game because the three-pointer, he had his toe on the line. He was the reason how you got back into this thing. So no, I'm not going to blame Cade Cunningham, but I can't blame the referees. This was a team effort, and the same goes true if Karis LeVert is leading the team in scoring. You got problems. You know, if he's your second, if Dennis Jenkins is your second leading scorer, once again, team has problems. Like, this is a guy from the G League. It's a great story, but you shouldn't have to rely on him in a pivotal game 5 at home to get you a victory.
And we talked about it. If they were going to advance and they were going to win a championship or get to the finals, they were going to have to continue an appropriate volume of threes and hitting those. And they didn't. They shot 32% last night. It's not going to be good enough. And they didn't take a volume. And the Cavs, I think, were plus 12 in three-point land. Won the game by 7. I get so annoyed because it never can just be about our teams. Fans who cry about officiating are arguably my least favorite humans on the planet. Mm-hmm. Cry more. And then make sure you hold up a sign that says hard foul only. Yeah. Like, get out.
Yeah,
stop.
Because fans it's the same as, well, it all because of this one play.
No, it's not.
There was a ton of plays that happened.
It's a 53-minute basketball game, overtime included. How many things have we cited that caused you to lose that game? I will say it again. With 2:39 to go, and you're up 9, how about not giving up a 9-0 run? Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. How not getting blitzed in the third quarter? And
how about overtime?
Yeah.
There were plenty of plays to be made. Like, I don't want to hear it. And in the same breath, I think anyone who tells you, like yesterday, I know I said it, like, look, if you lose, you're probably not coming back. The reality is this. Cleveland can't be trusted. They can't.
Facts.
They can't. So I will show enough disrespect for how fans behave or how this roster is constructed, but I am also going to respect this team's effort. This team, they will play tough. They will try. I won't be shocked if they go to Cleveland and steal it. And if they do that, there ain't no way Cleveland's coming back up here. Am I sitting here saying you're going to win tomorrow night? No, I'm not doing that. But I am not going to write you off. But last night, man, please, stop. Last night should be everything you need to know, where how about we drop the act? And how about we get with the times? Okay? And I'm not even doing the Trajan trade deadline thing. Let's just come to grips. This summer, get rid of these fringy gym class hero tough guys and get players. You want calls? Get players. Scrubs don't get calls. Not in this league and not in the playoffs. So that's the message. You want to keep doing it your way. Same thing that happened against the Knicks and the same thing that happened last night. It'll keep happening. The league does not respect you. They do not like you. So you can either, this is their country club, guys, adhere to the dress code, get real players, or you're going to have to battle this.
Mike, this goes back to the whole going to work Pistons. You think they wanted them to win the title? No.
Absolutely not.
But they did. So you're going to have to go above and beyond, and you cannot squander a lead like that. That late in the game, you're celebrating. You have to finish it. You got to close it out, and you didn't.
I'm convinced if you get Cade, a true number 2, you're championship good. It's up to this organization to do that. And honestly, our job is to talk to the fans. I can't make the team do anything they don't want to do. For fans, are you willing to give up all this hero worship of nonsense? I mean, like the fact I got sent a Dennis Jenkins in a Superman outfit last night, that's everything wrong with this town. Are you kidding me? I don't know if it was you or Cookies who did it, but I almost threw the phone into
Cookies.
orbit.
That was Cookies. That was not
Like,
me.
yeah, keep celebrating that stuff, because where was he when you needed him? Yeah, exactly. Where G League players go to die. It's called crunch time. 248-539-9797. You want to cry about the refs? Go ahead. I don't care. I just won't listen to it. 97.1. All right, David, I want to give you a turn at the plate. Also, I wouldn't mind if you started for the Tigers in right field tomorrow. But please, look, if you hate the take, go ahead. You know my deal with refs. I think it's weak sauce. I think it's idiot fan behavior. Cry more. You blew a 9-point lead with 2:39 to go. How about just hold the ball for 24 seconds a pop? You're good. I mean, give me a break. But go ahead. Anything we talked about, or if you have anything different, go for it.
Yeah, I have a little bit of something different here because you talked about what you're happy that that this happened because of a certain reason. Well,
if
I have
it
a different
forces
reason.
change,
Well,
let me be clear.
Yeah.
I'm pissed, but it's David. It's just this fan base angers me more than any other one in this town. They want to act like Don Corleone, and then they're just a collection of pussycats, and they want to beg for help.
Well, see,
80 feet from the basket. Help me, I'm poor.
But
Stop.
My change is different, though. My change is the offseason change.
Yes.
The minute the starting lineup comes out and you see that Dennis Jenkins is starting because Duncan Robinson is out, my head exploded. Not because Dennis Jenkins is bad. No, he's fine for what we need him for off the bench.
Not for 40 minutes.
But exactly. This is game 5, and we talked about how important it is. The winner of game 5 and what the percentage is that they win the series.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Dennis Jenkins, we have to get him, and I mean him is Cade, we have to get him some help. Because Tobias Harris didn't do it. Dennis Jenkins in the starting lineup isn't the help. We need that change in the offseason.
Here's the other one. I think last night when you sit Duran, appropriately, by the way.
Correct.
And basically bench him for the fourth quarter and overtime, I want you to do two things. A, I want you to name another all-star who would ever be benched and lose minutes like that and not play. But also, here's all I'm asking the organization to do. Offer Jalen Duran nothing. And before you panic, hear me out. He's a restricted free agent. I don't have to offer him anything. Okay, go seek your value. Let the marketplace dictate his value. And if somebody wants to do something egregious like $217 million, let them. But I am not going to bid against others. I'm not going to bid against myself. I'm going to let the marketplace. They're watching the same thing we are. Go ahead. Go shop your deal.
See, and here's in my mind why you do that. Because I had the same reaction as you, Rico. I'm sitting there, fourth quarter, and then he comes back in. And in my mind, I was like, oh, I didn't even realize he was out. Which means there's no impact either way. I'm sitting there like, if he had an impact in the playoffs and he was out, you would be like, oh, man. What are we missing? Oh, Duran's gone. I didn't even notice he was gone. That's where I'm at. I'm like, you know what? You're right, Mike. Don't offer him anything. He's doing nothing in the playoffs.
No.
Nothing.
Let the league set his value. And by the way, Jalen Duran, team worst, -16 in the plus-minus. Team worst.
I'm with you because at least when Asar is out there, he's blocking shots. He's D'ing up people. Like he made Mitchell's life miserable, especially at the end of the game where he did everything and made sure that they did not get an easy shot to get the win.
I just don't understand how Asar Thompson can't stand in the corner like 80-year-old Bobby Portis and just shoot 35% from three. That's all he would have to do because I could live with other shortcomings. He's a force. He runs around. He tries hard. Hey, that's great. You ain't ever getting a call with basically welfare Bruce Bowen. No. You're never getting a call with a 1/10 of a second. If Asar could just knock down open shots, that's all. That's all I'm asking. Your feet are standing still. Here's the ball.
That's a want to.
Please make one of three.
No, that's a want to, and I don't see it when he gets to the basket. Mike, we've noticed it. He'll be 8 feet away from the basket with his back to it, trying to find somebody at the 3-point line. It's like, or you turn around and it's right there.
Well, here's the other problem. Duran, Asar, and Ron Holland. Those are 3 of your 4 big assets. And they either don't play poorly, or are so brutally limited, the other team gets to basically not guard you. Think about that. And but Ron Holland's only in his second year. Dude, if you're DNP-CD, that's pretty rough. Duran's about to get paid. Asur's a year from getting paid. Ready to have a fun conversation? What do you pay Asur Thompson? Go ahead. So my point is, when I say good, you know what? I'm glad you're begging the refs for help. I don't want the refs bailing this team out because I want them to have hard conversations this summer. And if they want to do this whole, if it ain't rough, it ain't right, and live in the past, and let's get Ben Wallace out here again like he's the team mascot, fine. But this is how it'll always be. No. You're never going to get a good shake from the league because they don't like you.
No. And speaking of Ben Wallace, Mike, that's one where when it comes to Duran, I'm going to treat it like they did with Ben Wallace. If you can find a better deal, you go for it. And I'm just going to sit back and say, hey, whenever you come back to Detroit, hey, dinner's on us. But let somebody else pay you that.
248
figure it out.
539-9797. We will get calls momentarily. David, let's just get a quick run through a text, and we'll go calls pretty much rest of the show.
They were doubling Cade at the end, and nobody else knew what to do with the ball. Proves that we need a number two. That is Nord and Pinckney.
Last two games, fourth quarter or overtime, when they blitz Cade, you know how many shots you've made on those possessions? 0. But go ahead, blame the refs. Tony, that's Tony Brothers' fault.
The 2 or 3 shot clock violations in the fourth were appalling. Dennis Jenkins is a 4A player, someone says.
Yeah, Dennis Jenkins is basically Zach McKinstry in my world, and you know how I feel about players like that. Great story. God bless. You can stay here, but I can't be doing pictures with a Superman cape and playing 40 minutes. I can't do it. Only in this town does that exist.
Nick at work says, hi, Mike. Hi, Rico. No realistic fan is begging for that call. The team blew a 9-0 lead. They needed to make one bucket in the last 3 minutes, and they didn't. That's on them.
One problem there, Spank. Did you listen to Mornings and Middays? It was like that I Love Lucy where she's at the conveyor belt of the bonbons. There you go.
And that's another problem. When Karis LeVert is taking the final shot of the game, what are we doing?
Yeah. And the crazy part, they'll probably win in Cleveland by 20 tomorrow. That's why I can't wrap my arms around this team. This is not how the game is played. They are just so ill-constructed. And the fans eat it up. And it drives me nuts. Go ahead.
Just come on, guys. It was a foul on Thompson, but if the Pistons played better, that missed call wouldn't have even mattered.
That's the point in all of this. And also, if it's a no call on Asur on Mitchell, and by the way, Asur initiates the contact with Allen. Never would I say that's a foul on Asur. It's a no call. You're under 2 seconds in game 5, 75 feet from the basket. That will never be called. Unless Asur morphs into Michael Jordan, you're never getting that call. So I don't even know why you're asking. We'll get to the people for the remainder of the program, probably. Warm weather's coming up, and suddenly everybody's on the road. Distracted driving, people flying up north like there's no speed limit, and then a crash happens. And the insurance company's already got a team working on that deal, so you should too. Call David Femininio, the accident response team. They'll help get your life back. David will fight to get you what you deserve. Don't let the insurance company run the show. Call 855-65-CRASH, or you can go to getdavidgetpaid.com. That's getdavidgetpaid.com. straight to the phones. You got thoughts on the Pistons? Give them. But you know the deal. I don't do the ref game. I got a million reasons you lost that game before you're begging Tony Brothers for your get-out-of-jail card. It's all right. You ring the bell. You do whatever you like over there.
Inadvertent, but you know what? It was apt.
Let's go to Mike. He's in Madison Heights. He bats leadoff. Mikey, how you doing today, brother?
How you doing, fellas? Can we say Jalen Duran in these first two rounds has shaved off at least $40 to $50 million off of his contract? I know it's a weak free agent market, but I think this made Trajan's job a lot easier negotiating with him going into the summer. Am I delusional for that?
Mike, you're not delusional, because the whole time I'm watching this game, especially in the fourth quarter, I'm sorry, Mike.
No, you're good.
And I'm thinking to myself, if I'm the Pistons, I could pay Paul Reed a fraction of this money, and I can offer him 4 years at $20 million. He would jump all over that, and I would save myself over $200 million to use on other players.
Mike, let's answer it this way. There's what's right, and then there's what's real. Now, let's answer what's right. Yes, Mike, this should have shattered his value, and it should make him rue the day he didn't come to an agreement with this team before the season. That's what's right. What's real? Him and Goris will go out to happy hour, and he'll get $217 million. I mean, I don't think this organization has the chops to say no. And ultimately, what I would like to do is go to market. I'm not offering him anything.
I would give him a short max and say, hey, let's reevaluate. Let's go do what we're supposed to do if you really want to win. That's just me.
I understand that. But, Mike, that's from the pile of what's right. What's real is you got to see what the market values him at, and then you draw a red line in what you're willing to match. He's a restricted free agent. I'm not matching. Look, I'm the wrong person to talk to, all right? Because I don't do the sizzle. I like Jalen Duran. Happy to have him. But I don't view him as an all-star. I don't view him as a max player. I don't view him as a guy that's a number 2 or even a number 3 on a title team. Now, he could be a number 3 if my 1 is Cade and my 2 is another player just like Cade. We could find a way there. The problem you're having is he's turning into DeAndre Ayton playoff edition. I'm not paying for that. Because to Rico's point, while you may think it's radio hyperbole, you could put a Paul Reed, a beef stew, and another scrub-a-dub big, and you combo meal that for no money. And you spend that money on someone that's going to get a certified bucket getter. Yeah. That's where I'm not laughing at what Rico's saying. It's not about Paul Reed being Jalen Duran. It's just the fake-ass regular season. The NBA is now.
Yeah. And, Mike, last night JB showed you, in money time, crunch time, he didn't trust Jalen Duran out there. So if that's the case, that tells me, as you say, we can combo piece this and go out and use that money for somebody else so that we don't have to have all of these guys on the court in overtime.
And look, if you decide to pay him, then you're betting he's going to develop an 18-foot jumper. He's going to develop some pet moves. And you're just going to say that, okay, this is all an anomaly and that his playoff struggles aren't real. Bad matchups, things, title belts, play the song. Guys, you can do it. He wouldn't be the first guy to get better as time goes on. But where he's at now to where he would need to be to justify that contract, that is a far, long bridge to cross. And you're going to make the better part of $250 million gamble on that. I personally would not do that. Look, if some dumb team goes out and wants to pay him $45 million a year, you got to have a red line. But I'm sorry. I don't know what NBA front office is watching this and going, all right, we got to go all in. Because the regular season, we tried to say it all year. It's just people don't want to listen. Well, here's what the real season is. And this is what he's giving. Rico, what big of any value, what star of any value would be aced out in that way? And not for some unique big who's a better matchup. Literally, Paul Reed is try-hard guy.
And your big is not coming off of some injury where,
Correct.
you know what? He's giving it his best, but you could just see he's not 100%, and he knows I'm actually hurting the team going out on the court. He wanted to be in the game. They just didn't need him in there because they were actually winning and doing good things. They put him back in the game, and I think Cleveland went on a run. It was like,
I think it was wasn't it an 8-0 run the minute he came back in the game in the third?
I think so.
Go to T 97.1. T, how you doing, buddy?
Let me give you reality, gentlemen. It's sunny, and it'll be 80 degrees this weekend. That's reality. Let me give you the fantasy because, Mike, again, you got my thunder. Early this morning, I had to pull over, man. I did not understand the conversation from the morning people. I'll just leave it at that. Let me tell you how we can fix this thing because I like the Paul Reed will take a third of what you would think about Austin Drummond. Find another Cactus Jack. I'll bring Stu back. And a third wheel, and we can combo the center. I got a question for both of you guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
You ready? You ready?
Yeah.
These are two players, one bona fide, the other one that could solve all of our problems in terms of a Robin for Cade. The first one is Devin Booker.
No.
Got to figure out how we can get our hands on him.
You do not want.
And the second one, well, hold on now.
Okay.
He can fill it up. Now, he's in a situation where he can't be the guy by himself. But with a co-host like Cade, he can be the guy. The other one is Austin Reeves.
Love him. Love
You
him.
need a guy that can shoot.
He's a free agent.
You go get some,
Your problem is going to be this. And I don't know if it stems just from opportunity or if he's got something against the team or town. He told the Pistons no on draft night years ago. They were going to draft him. Mm-hmm. And he goes, don't take me. I've already got something worked out undrafted. I'm going to L.A. I like him. And I know the first thing people say, but he doesn't play defense. Okay, then here's the point. T, I got to go back to the Devin Booker thing because I'm going to help you. I want to be of service, T. First of all, Devin Booker has gotten worse every year since 2021. Second of all, brittle. Third of all, he just signed a 2-year, $148 million contract. That means you would be paying him the better part of $25 million more than Cade Cunningham. No. The answer is no.
I think I like where you were going yesterday, and I've said it for a long time, but I just don't think the people in Detroit could wrap their hands of LeBron James.
That'd be amazing.
Because like, oh, LeBron, he's old, he's this, he's that. Like, LeBron can still play. And imagine this, Pistons fans who are right now rolling their eyes at me. You're in overtime last night, and there's LeBron James out there with Cade Cunningham instead of Dennis Jenkins.
Look, man.
You know
again,
what? You're up 3 games.
Every report, he's going to take a mid-level. For the right situation, he'd take the vet minimum. Bottom line is you'd have to recruit. You'd have to he'll end up in Cleveland or he'll end up in Golden State, and he'll bust your balls.
Yeah, I think Golden State is where, because I think that's Steph and Draymond and Steve Kerr. Let's do this one more time. Let's bring in our buddy LeBron.
But no, I would love to chase an Austin Reeves. I don't think they will. They have to really think about what they want to be as an organization. Because I don't think you're going to win one playing this way. You're not talented enough already, but I mean, the continual celebration of one-sided defensive player, like, dude, it's not 2004. You gotta let go of the rope. It's up to you. 248-539-9797. More of your phone calls. We'll continue with it. And again, I said this all hour. I'm not ready to call the series. I can't, because I can't trust Cleveland. I understand, but hey, yeah, they won last night. Why were they down 15? Yeah, they won last night. They were down 9 with 2:39 to go.
Yeah.
Like, I can't trust that.
No, but here's the problem, Mike. Their others didn't really play like anything well.
No, Strus was the only one, and he's certified because Strus has done it in the NBA,
right.
Done it in the playoffs. He sent my Celtics packing years ago. Strus he's a demon from
here's why I don't feel like Mitchell didn't have a great game.
He was terrible.
And they still managed to steal one. So now they're going home where they look invincible. So I get it. The Vegas line says -3.5, but
yeah,
I am if the Pistons can steal a game there, then yeah, they'll win this series.
Right. That's where I'm not bailing on them. I can be angry. Look, I'm angry about the way last night went. I'm angrier at the fan response, but that ain't got nothing to do with writing them off in the series. I'm not going to act like Cleveland's got championship pedigree. Can't do it. I mean, James Harden tried to choke that game away. Hey, Donovan told me to ask you about your free throws. All right, we're turning this off. See ya. 97-1.
Brought to you by Moran Buick GMC. The Tigers took a 3-0 lead in the first inning today thanks to the second MLB home run by Gage Workman. Detroit couldn't keep the ball in the yard overall, though Ewing hit his first career homer shortly after that. It made it 3-1, then Beatty tied it. That made it 6-3. Cater Montero started. He lasted just 4 2/3 innings there. Detroit's record on the road, now 7-19, the worst in the big leagues. This PGA Championship leaderboard update brought to you by your Metro Detroit Jeep dealers. There's a 6-way tie for first right now. Rocket Classic 2025 winner Aldrich Potgieter is 3 under. He's one of the players in first. Scotty Scheffler is through 8 holes. He's 1 under. The NFL schedule released tonight at 8. Detroit expected to host the Saints in Week 1 and appear on Sunday Night Football Week 4 against the Panthers. At the Corwell Health Sports Desk, I'm Jeremy Otto from Oregon at 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
All right, let's get to it. 5 o'clock if you're just joining. Yeah, we're talking Pistons. The quick reset is this. If you want to cry about the officiating, you can just go somewhere else. Straight up. You know how we do it in the afternoons. The ref thing is the laziest, easiest way to get through a radio show. You'll fill your phone lines, you'll let idiots dominate, and just cry. Why? Did the refs cost you when you're up 9 with 2:39 to go? No. And for the same fan base that wants to hold up signs, hard fouls only, oh, you want to beg for a call 75 feet from the basket, which is a no call every day of the week, every game 5 in the history of this league. So I'm not here for it. I'm more upset that Jalen Duran didn't dead cat bounce. He got worse. This time he simply didn't play the fourth quarter in overtime. I'm more upset that Cleveland's allowed to blitz Cade because, once again, this team just doesn't have talent. I'm more upset at those things. Mm-hmm. You know, like Cleveland shouldn't be out rebounding you. They did. They made more threes than you. They shot better than you. Like, that's just not it. And again, like the Pistons' dominance, okay, they had 20 points off turnovers midway through the second quarter. It's not sustainable. So for me, I'm not going to listen to this fan base cry about Tony Brothers. Be better. There was a game after that, no call. It's called overtime. Where were you? Seriously.
Right.
So I'm not writing the team off from winning the series. Clearly, they're up against it, duh. But, man, what I heard on this station in the 8 hours previous to us, my God, between Mets and Tigers and then people just crying, hosts crying, you can miss me with it.
No, I'm not writing them off either, but what I am saying, Cade's wearing down. And you're starting to see that, Mike. Where
he does everything.
And that's just it. Because he is Mr. Everything, because he looks at his other 4 guys just like, God, we got to fix this next year. Yeah, and so at the end of the game, he has some mental lapses where he didn't block out, where he did get the ball stripped. Like, he's tired, and it shows. He scored 2 points in the overtime. Like, he can't do everything. I'm not blaming him, but you can see visibly he is wearing down so much so that I wonder, how much adrenaline will he have if this thing gets back to Detroit for a game 7? Because you're seeing it each game, man, late in the game, he's just kind of, it's starting to wear on him. So, yeah, he's wearing down, in my opinion.
And just to throw this your way, okay? Last 81 minutes of play, Rico has a grand total of 11 rebounds in 81 minutes of playoff basketball. Even if I'm willing to let go of the morbid offensive game. 11 rebounds in 81 minutes? I'm glad JB sat him.
Oh, I was about to say, you're talking Cade? Okay, you're talking Duran. Okay.
And by the way, in 81 minutes, 1 block. 1.
Well, see, that's why I could at least look. Asur being out there, is he offensive liability? Yes, but I know on defense he's going to block shots. He's going to get rebounds. He's going to get in the grill of your best offensive player. He proves his worth every time he's out there. But Duran, to the point where David, hey, like, wait a minute, you weren't out here. Where you been?
How about minus 42 over the last 3 games, plus minus? Dude, you can't play him, and JB didn't. And I respect JB for doing what he did. But here's the Duran conundrum distilled down very simple. You don't do anything. You don't offer him a contract. Let him go shop. He's an RFA. You have every right to match whatever he signs. I'm not doing this. Oh, but what about the regular season? Guys, I told you my opinion of the regular season. It's fake. It's nonsense. This is where you make your money. Bludgeoning the Utah Jazz, who don't play their top 2 players in February. Yeah, cool. Great. You look like Godzilla. Here's what you are now. They don't have to do anything. And then internally, they just got to have a red line on what he is or is not worth. And that's it. So you guys tell us where you're at. I'm not writing them off from winning the series because even last night, if Cleveland's so sweet, why were you down 15? Why were you down 9 with 2:39 to go? And they tried to choke it away. James Harden missing free throws, which he never does. I'm not going to believe that Cleveland is going to just, waltz to ending the series. Do I think they win the series? Yes. But I won't write this team off because the Pistons are hard to kill. But I'm hoping that game last night and this series starts the seed change internally, organizationally. Because Cade deserves better, and whether you realize it or not, because Lord knows you buy into all the cliches, you deserve better. The league doesn't like you. They don't respect you. And you're never going to get calls with gym class heroes. You're not. That's why it's going this way. Well, that's not fair. The league's never been fair.
The league is going to say, whack.
Right. This is the NBA. I don't make the rules. It's just what it is.
Right. So you got to make that call, guys.
No, you don't.
No referee wants to make that call at the end of the game, period.
How many game 5s have ever ended in the history of the NBA on a play like that?
Right.
Come on, man. If you're begging for that call 75 feet from the basket, that kind of tells me a lot.
Yeah. It's why you got to do something so, even to get a technical foul. They don't like doing that. Okay, you know what? You can't punch somebody in the face. I got to call a technical foul. Other than that,
Correct.
Referees will just separate you guys. Don't make me do this. Finish it on the court.
248-539-9797. So where are you at after last night's game? Where are you at with the Jalen Duran situation? Benched in the fourth quarter and overtime. And anything else you want to rap about. But the one thing I'm not going to do is just do some open pipeline to people crying in their beer, begging for a call. You're the same people who talk about hard fouls only. No, we're not doing that. You had a million ways to win that game. Don't be begging Tony Brothers for a little how's your father. No. David, what do you got, buddy, on the text?
Tobias failed us yesterday. The Cavs double Cade, and he just sat in the corner and watched repeatedly. 13 points in Game 5 with overtime is unacceptable. That is Coach Mike from Detroit.
I mean, he's regressing to the 13-point-a-game guy he is and was in the regular season. Yeah, no, I don't think he blossomed into a legitimate championship-worthy number 2. Sorry. It's just kind of what it is. I'm happy to have him as a number 3. Oh, if Tobias is your third option, you get a legitimate number 2, you're championship good. But, again, the hero worship in this town is wild.
From Vic, he says, I'm terrified the Detroit cliche of GMs being enamored with their own guys will get us stuck with Jalen Duran. And after a couple more years of this, then Cade bounces.
I'm not going there. I look, if I were Cade, I'd burn this franchise to the ground. You send me out here with this. This is what you're doing to me. But Cade loves it here. So he's a better man than I. I'd already be on the phone with my agent. I'd be launching this whole roster into space.
Roy and Clarkson says, can we say that Jalen Duran is the Zach McKinstry of the Pistons?
Yes.
Hashtag All-Star.
I said it earlier in the show.
Yeah.
100%.
This team proved it's still too young to close a team out as they should have with 9-point lead with 2:39 to go. But they still are ahead of schedule, so there's that. That's from Richard.
I mean, if that's the how you want to spin it, that's fine. But you were up 2-0 in this series. And I mean, look, the better way to spin it is you shouldn't even be here. You shouldn't even be here. Wagner doesn't get hurt, you're not here, period. Now, that's hard truth to deal with. And maybe you don't want to. And injuries are a part of it. I'm just making a point. If you're going to do the whole head of schedule thing, cool, then I'm going to do this thing. Would you be ahead of schedule if you lost as a 1 seed like you should have?
You know what? I'll allow it. It makes sense because, yeah.
I mean, that's just where we're at.
Wagner was killing you, and then he wasn't there anymore.
The Duran minus 43 in the last 81 minutes is pathetic. He is simply unplayable. playable right now.
And JB told you that by sitting him for the fourth quarter and overtime. That's unthinkable for an all-star. Unthinkable for a max player. And they did it not with some grizzled vet, not with some guy who's got 3 rings, who's a sixth man. They did it with Paul Reed. Seriously. I'm telling you, all you got to do, let the market dictate what Duran's worth. And if somebody wants to be insane about it, you wave goodbye. I don't care.
No,
I'd like to have him, but only up to a certain amount.
No, but not at that price, Mike, because, we've said it before. You saw his value at the end of the game. And somebody making that much money, whether you like it or not, I want you out on the court. I want you to be a force, and you weren't. You spent 17 of 18 minutes on the bench. I can't justify that.
No. We'll get the calls. Rest of the show, we're going straight to the phones. 248-539-9797. All right, May is here. Weather's starting to break a little bit. Everyone's heading up north. Road trips. Moran Chevrolet could assist with that. Michigan's #1 selling Chevy dealer 2 years in a row. And people want 3 things right now. Great pricing, inventory that's actually available, and a dealership that just doesn't waste their time. Check out the 26 Silverado Crew Cab with the V8 or the 26 Equinox, perfect for the commute, the road trip, or just everyday life. And if your current vehicle needs service, no problem. MoranExpress.com, you get the free loaner vehicle and get on with your day. Shop online anytime. MoranExpress.com or stop by on Gratiot, just north of 15 Mile in Clinton Township. It's Moran Chevrolet, where you always get the best price, period. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. We'll get straight to the people. David will check texts at 5:30. Matt has been patient. He's up next, 97.1. Matt, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing okay. How are you guys?
Good, Matt. What's up?
Thanks for taking my call. Mike, you pissed me off again.
Okay.
So thanks. I really appreciate it. I got two different points.
Sure.
And I got a disclaimer. I love Cade Cunningham. I think he's great. He's put this team on his back. And he's trying to do it all, but his turnovers have been ridiculous. I mean, I know he's not throwing the game, but some of his turnovers has been the reason why we have lost that game. It's been that bad. And then one other point, I've been listening all day about the being up 9 with 2:39 to go, and that is nothing in the NBA if you think about it. If you hit a three, if you get a three and then a turnover and a layup or 2 free throws, you're down 4 with 2 to go.
Right, you just listed 4 things that have to happen. You just listed 4 things that have to happen.
And it happens. It happens all the time. 2:30 up 9, 2:39 to go is nothing.
Okay.
In the NBA, and that's one of the points we've been talking about all day, every show.
Or you could just hit one basket.
True. You got a point, but that's I don't know why we're talking about, especially in the NBA, with how they shoot and score.
Because your win probability up 9 with 2:39 to go is like over 80%, Matt. It doesn't happen a lot. It's really hard to come back from that. You have to collapse. That's exactly what they did.
And I just don't think that's a point to dwell on. Yes, should they have closed it out? Sure. But in the first point I brought out about Cade and his turnovers, he lost game 4. And he's great. He's been doing everything, but he turned the ball over 3 times in a row.
Okay, let's stop this because you're contradicting yourself on every turn. You are because you're sitting here saying that he has to do everything. Of course, he's going to turn the ball over. He's doing everything.
He's trying to do everything, but it looked like me or you guys playing out there.
That's not fair.
That's how ridiculous the turnovers were.
Look, it's not. I mean, look, Matt, he's the best player on the team by a country mile. He's the primary. Yeah. I understand the turnovers are a little much, but what do you want him to do? I mean, like, look, I'll give you an example. Okay, Michael Jordan didn't win a playoff series until Scottie Pippen came around. All right, like you need help. What do you think it's going to be? Like, why do you think Orlando's able to blitz him? Because they have no respect for any of your other players. Cleveland, rather, excuse me. Like, and I'm sorry, but I will dwell on being up 9 with 2:39 to go. That's not some small deficit with 2:39.
No,
do the math of it.
You told me 5 minutes ago.
That's different. That's different.
Up 9 with less than 2 minutes ago. All that tells me you just need to hit 1 or 2 baskets. That's it. And play keep away. Milk the clock.
You mean shot clock violations don't work? Turnovers don't work? Like, I mean, gee whiz. I mean, whatever. Okay. If you want to let the team off the hook for being up 9 with 2:39 to go, it's your prerogative. I can't do that. We'll go to Jake, 97.1. Jake, how you doing?
Hey, Mike, what's up?
What's going on?
I agree with what's going on. I agree with the problems of them being up 9, and I agree with all that. I just think it's being understood a little bit of how much a factor the refs have been. Since Donovan Mitchell had that breakdown about the refs, the Pistons have been out, I don't know what you call it, out free throwed almost every game, almost near 20.
Yeah.
And the Pistons have been attempting so many more shots in the paint. It's a real issue. Like, this is not, and I think the major problem with the Jared Allen fouls and with Asor Thompson, it's not that we want you calling ticky-tack fouls, but every time James Harden got anywhere near anyone, it was a whistle, three free throws. How many times did he get a foul on a three-point shot?
Jake, you're right, because he's a Hall of Famer. That's how the league works. Right. I'm not telling you have to like it. I agree, it's garbage, but welcome to the league. And Jake, he gets those calls because of who he is.
Yeah, he knows how to bait you into getting close enough to him. He'll go up and lean right into you, and there's nothing you can do. He's going to get awarded 3 free throws. Is it right?
Yeah,
no, but it works.
I agree with that. It is partly because of the Hall of Fame. I do think it's a little bit how the league is skewed to offense a little bit. I think it's more than that also. It's not only James Harden. It's Donovan Mitchell.
Yes.
It's all of them. It's Jared Allen. I mean, it's just the Pistons are not able to defend the same way as they were in
No, because once again, if you go back to the beginning of our show today, what did I say? The league doesn't like you. They don't respect you.
Right.
They don't want teams playing the way you play. And when JB goes out in the Orlando series and says, when we're at our best, we're fouling a lot, the league doesn't want that. So, yeah, Jake, that's the whole point.
I agree. They're fundamentally flawed, but that's what I'm just saying. It does feel unfair. You know what I mean? Like, we want to have a fair game, and it's just every game, 20 more free throws. It's like, come on.
Jake,
you know?
hold on. A lot of the free throws came because you had to foul them. So that's why that number is skewed. And, Mike, you brought up an excellent point earlier in the show. When the Pistons get into the paint, they're shooting fadeaways. You don't get the and one call on a fadeaway because you're falling backwards.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the bulk of it. I mean,
Okay.
Cade has not been getting the regular free throws he's usually getting. And I agree there's some fadeaways, but come on, a 20-point disparity.
Yes, because but Jake, you're not getting it.
12 of those free throws were because you were fouling Cleveland at the end of the game to get them to the foul line.
Jake, they have two superstars that are offensive-minded players. You have one. It's baked in. It's right there. And then you factor in, you're not driving the paint. You're not attacking. Cade and Tobias, their pet move, turn around, fade away. Mid-range, you're not, it's just what it is. I don't know. It's not mysterious. You're not going to get calls. You're Dennis Jenkins. You're not getting a call. Asor, hard to get a call when you can't find the basket with two hands and a flashlight. Karis LeVert, the refs don't even know he's in the league. You're not going to get calls. And it's not right, but it's real. Why this franchise continues to want to do this, hey, God bless. Play the song, get the belt, do the whole bit.
See, but here's also the problem here, and the fans don't want to admit this. So you're up 9, 2:39 left in the game. If I'm not mistaken or I'm looking at this wrong, you're in the bonus. And you don't drive to the rim to get to the line one time within this stretch? No. 3-point shots missed. Shot clock violations. No one goes to the paint to get a foul that you're asking for.
Right. No, everybody's trying to hit that dagger 3-pointer that's airballed. Shot clock violation.
But that's the referee's fault.
Right. Or the one when Cleveland actually, guy picks it off and he was about to go down for a layup and it was a shot clock violation and they blew the play dead. And it's like, wow, that sucked for them. But hey, you know what? Ref's fault.
Go to Gary, 97.1. Gary, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How you doing, guys?
Good, Gary.
First-time caller.
Welcome.
Caller.
Hey.
Yeah, I agree with everything you guys saying this afternoon. You can't lose a 9-point lead with 2 minutes and something left in the game like that. And Duran, as far as I'm concerned, Duran wearing the right jersey number 0 because that's what we're getting from him in the playoffs. And as you guys know, you cement your legacy in the playoffs. That's where you're supposed to perform. If you want your money, perform in the playoffs. And I always hear people saying he's only 22. Well, he's been in the league how many years? 4? 5?
4.
And he hasn't improved any of his skills. He kind of reminds me of Bam Adebayo when he started in the league. He couldn't shoot, but look, he worked on his game, and he could shoot like mid-jumpers, whatever. I'm just wondering what this guy's doing in the summertime here. I don't know, man. I just think they should let him walk, and like I said before, I agree with everything you guys saying this afternoon. Harden is a Hall of Fame. He's going to get those calls, and we need help. I'm just looking forward to this offseason and see what happens.
Yeah, and look, I can't write them off. I can't say the series is over because I tell you, if Cleveland's so sweet, what the hell were you down 9 with 2:39 to go, etc. But I'm like you. I'm kind of done with it. I mean, just get to the offseason and then show me what you're made of. Because you've got to get Cade legitimate help. He deserves better. And I'm just not going to be the guy to shred him. I mean, the turnovers, I do understand it, but he's also one of the highest usage players in the league, and he's got no help. He just doesn't. So I'm willing to forgive certain things. I know he didn't box out Harden on the free throw. I know that's a terrible look. It's a brain fart. It can't happen. It did happen.
Got his pocket picked.
I know, but I'm also with you. I think they're wearing down.
Yeah.
They look tired. He looks exhausted.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the byproduct of doing the whole gym class hero thing all year long. This team had no chill. They're tired right now. They played a hard 7-game series in round 1. They're in another hard series here. That game last night was like WWE.
Yeah. And Mike, look, Cade is not using this as an excuse, so I don't want people to think that he's saying this, but I do wonder. Don't forget, this man had a collapsed lung not that long ago, and he's still just trying to get back, and he has to play so many minutes because, well, he has to. That there's nobody else who's going to go out there and get the job done. He's wearing down, and he ain't Superman. That's Dennis Jenkins.
I hate you. 248-539-9797. We'll get with the people coming up next. 97.1.
Natural Way Lawn and Tree Service. Get green, stay green with Natural Way. You call 888-GET-GREEN and have somebody come out to your house. Take a look at your lawn. Look, it's going to be 80 this weekend. But you know what? While you're out there cutting the grass, you're going to be cutting the weeds and the dandelions. You don't want that. You want the luscious green grass. That's where Natural Way Lawn and Tree Service can help you. Why? Because they got a full menu of services from fertilizations to aeration to weed control, disease control, so much more. All the things to help you achieve your dream lawn and be the belle of the block. But you got to give them a call, 888-GET-GREEN, or you go online at Natural Way Lawn, and they'll come out. And like I said, they will design a program to strengthen your turf, improve your color, and control the weeds. So 888-GET-GREEN. Call 888-GET-GREEN right now. As a matter of fact, if you purchase a full lawn program, you'll get free grub control, but you got to tell them Rico from 97.1 said to give you a call. Call 888-GET-GREEN or go online at naturalwaylawn.com.
David, I promised we would check text before we get back to the people. So go ahead. What do we got?
Blowing a 9-point lead with 2:30 to play is one thing. Having done it without having to be put on the line is indicative of the bigger issues at play with this team. Someone says, can we please stop playing drop coverage on the pick and roll? It's killing us. The number of wide open looks from deep that Cleveland is getting as a result is beyond frustrating. That is from Tyler.
The crazy part is Cleveland really hasn't had a great shooting game from deep. They're just shooting it better than you. But, I mean, Strus is 6 of 8. Subtract that out and then look at the rest, and you're like, oh, buddy.
Oh, yeah, he carried that team last night.
Big time. And he's done it before in the playoffs, man. He killed the Celtics a couple of years ago when he was at Miami. He's an assassin.
Yeah.
But 6 of 8, that's a little much.
Doug in Dearborn says, team is built terribly. Laughable on paper, Cade needs a second option in multiple shooters, which plays perfectly to his game. The roster construction is unacceptable and can't win with it this way.
No, and look, ultimately, this summer it's job 1, 2, and 3. I'd put getting Cade a true number 2. I put it above anything with Duran, anything with Tobias, anything with anything. I feel like they've got to find help for him, and now. Otherwise, you're wasting him because your championship window should open next year. Truly, it should open. But the East is going to be tougher, and you've got to upgrade big time.
Well, and you know what? We didn't want to get back to the trade deadline stuff, but it's why I wanted them to jumpstart it this year, take advantage of a down East, knowing that next year, you're going to hit the ground running. But, yeah, this East, you're the number 1 seed in the East, but you don't feel like the number 1 seed, if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense. Go to Charlie, 97.1. Hi, Charlie.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good, Charlie. What's up?
Nothing. I just want to speak in rebuttal of that Jay guy that called, say that Cade turning the ball over. I don't know what he was watching last night. There was nobody running around in the fourth quarter trying to get open. They were resting. They're like either that or standing in between Cade and another guy. They weren't trying to get open. The man's not. He can only do so much. I was yelling so loud in my house, my daughter had to close the windows. I almost threw an ashtray to my teeth. I'm like, these guys weren't moving around trying to get open. He had to make a miraculous pass. You know what I mean? No wonder he's getting. It was making me sick. I had to turn it off. I knew.
No, and I mean, look, Charlie, part of it's by design where they want to drop, the other 4 guys below the free throw line because Cade wants to operate in the middle of the floor. And again, Cade has been fantastic getting to his spot, getting a turnaround jumper, but that's not going to get you to the line. That's the hard part. And for Cleveland, they've got the size that they can recover and try to keep you from the rim.
Right on.
I mean, I hear you. Hey, Charlie, look, the biggest thing, I understand it's okay to say, damn, Cade kind of spaced out on the free throw where he didn't box out Harden. But, man, the idea that we're bringing smoke to Cade, really? How about your Zach McKinstry all-star who was iced for the fourth quarter in overtime with another meaningless 25 minutes? How about the fact, to Rico's point, your president of basketball operations didn't do a damn thing at the deadline. Great. You got 3 minutes out of Kevin Huerter last night. Why? I have no idea. Just play Javonte Green at that point. So, again, that's where I look at it. I'm not going to do the ref thing.
Anybody who upset at Cade is displacing their real anger at the team, and you don't want to say that, so you feel like, Cade has big enough shoulders. He could take the bullets, but no, it wasn't his fault, period. He's out there with 4 gym class heroes.
Let's go to John. Overtime. 97.1. Johnny, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, boys. It's nice to hear some Detroit sports talk out here in the Netherlands of Chicago. But you're spot on, and anybody who wants to blame the refs, they can tell a walk-in because this team is maxed out. It's been maxed out all season. That's the only way they win. And everybody knows Cade needs help. Duran's isolated out on this because he can't create his own shot. He doesn't drive. He relies on other people to get his offense going. He can't shoot from the outside. But those 2 big boys from Cleveland, they can just drop back and dare him to do his thing.
Yes.
And they can recover. They're athletic as sin. So it's not a miracle. It's not some sort of revelation that this is happening. This team's been living on house money since they started. I'm wondering if Trajan is using this as an evaluation
100%.
to truly make his imprint on this team the way he sees it.
100%.
Like Duncan Robinson's a stopgap. He was never intended to be the third true option. This whole thing got screwed up when Ivy fell apart because he was supposed to be the true off guard to take the pressure off of Cade because everybody knows he turns the ball over. Well, then take the ball in his hands, put somebody on the floor that can take that pressure off of him and let him do his thing. He's great down the court in the fourth quarter because that's when we rely on him. But you put that man there to carry you the whole game, man, nobody can do that.
Well, very few can, and it's not. It's just not fair to ask him to do it all the time flawlessly. And John, that's the other thing. Correct. You brought up the evaluation thing. 100% it is. And the commentary came out after the trade deadline that the organizational view was this was house money. Okay,
yeah, it's almost like that gap year. We'll see. We'll evaluate and trade.
But now you've seen it, and John, here's the first big decision for him. Are you just going to cave and pay Jalen Duran, or are you going to let Duran go hunt a deal and find what the market really values you at? That, to me, he's a restricted free agent. I'm going to let him go find whatever deal he wants, and then we got to make a decision about matching it.
Well, they couldn't do a Jalen deal at midseason.
No, it was before the year.
They truly had.
It was before the year, and he bet on himself. He believed he was worth more. And in the regular season, he was. But this is one of the great playoff fall-offs we've ever seen in the league. And now the Pistons can throw this in his face. And ultimately, every team, if I were looking around the league and I have a team that has cap space and a need for a big, am I really going to sink $40+ million a year into Jalen Duran after what I've just watched the last 2 weeks? It's a maybe to me. It's not a yes. And because bigs don't grow on trees, it's not a no. But I'm not ready to line up and do that.
No, but I'm leaning more towards no than you are. You're still willing to give the benefit of the doubt. When I see somebody who can make a tenth of what he does, and he's the one on the court.
Yeah, you want to cobble it together.
Yeah, because look, it's not really who starts. I've always said it in basketball. It's the final five on the court in money time. At the end of the game, those are the best five players. He wasn't out there. And there's a reason for that.
Right. Well, and that's the problem. I mean, 81 minutes over 3 games. He has 11 rebounds, 1 block. Even if your offense falls away. To Charles Barkley's point last night, there is no way in hell he should ever have 4 rebounds. Right. Like, it just shouldn't happen. It's incredible what we're witnessing. Truly. And then what? You're just going to line up and pay? No way, man. But do I think the organization will? Yes. Because it's just weak sauce in this town.
It is. It is. Real quick.
Sure.
Tell me if you've heard this before, Mike, but I don't know if you noticed I wrote something up on the board. Days since the last Georgia player's been arrested.
No.
Georgia defensive back Jamarly Riddle was arrested on 2 felony charges. He was arrested for speeding at over 100 miles an hour in possession of a controlled substance. So we're back to 0, Kenny.
We are erasing the chalkboard of it's been this many days since our last incident, and we are now writing 0 there.
So I just received a text from somebody who covers the league.
Yes.
Here is your review of the Jared Allen and Asur Thompson play. All right. Allen and Thompson legally step to the same spot while pursuing the loose ball before either player has possession, and both lose their balance from the marginal contact. That's the review.
So anybody saying, well, it was a clear-cut foul, that's from the NBA.
I don't know. I don't care. You're begging for a call 75 feet from the basket, you're a loser. Try winning the game. Try not blowing a 9-point lead with 2:39 to go. And then, by the way, overtime, would it kill you to show up? That's just, again, you don't get to play the bullies of the league, and Your coach talks about how physical you want to play, and then what? You want ticky-tack with a second to go to decide Game 5 in the second round of the NBA playoffs, 75 feet from the basket?
Bro, hard fouls only.
That's where I stand on that stuff. Like, you can't have it both ways. Can you imagine if the shoe's on the other foot? You think Piston fans are having a conversation about how, yeah, that's a foul. Send Cleveland to the line. Can you imagine if it was reversed? Oh, get out of here.
Oh, that's so weak. Oh, my goodness. He barely touched him. Yeah,
that's kind of the point. 248-539-9797. All right, Northville Lumber, largest Trex decking outlet in the country, and Northville is Michigan's Trex Superstore. Check out the brand new warehouse. It's absolutely fantastic. Stu has outdone himself. They've got just more stuff, more in stock, full window program, and nobody beats them on selection, service, or price. Nobody, period. It's worth your time to get on out there. Check out northvillelumber.com. That's northvillelumber.com. Or again, you can stop by and take home some samples. They'll have what you want in stock all the time and at the best pricing. It's Northville Lumber.
We got Wojo and Rieger coming up next. Wojo, I can confirm, is in the house. So, yes. And we've been talking Pistons all day.
Well, listen, Pistons are the Tigers' best friend.
Yeah,
because they're running some serious cover for that nonsense. Swept out of New York against the Mets. Swept by the Red Sox. Lose 2 or 3 to Kansas City. I mean, give me a break, man. Injuries are one thing, but this is it's a joke.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. They get swept by the Twins?
Yep, I think they've been
Diamondbacks,
4 sweeps now within the first 2 months of the season. And by the way, but it's the AL Central, right? And you're in last place in it. And Cleveland's got 3 games in hand. They're up 4.5.
As I like to say, congratulations. You're everybody's homecoming game right now.
Yeah, and look, Yesevich on the mound tomorrow. Toronto's not in a good place, but then you're going to have 4 with the Guardians. Now, it would take like if they lost like 6 of the next 7, well, then panic sets in. But like, go ahead and screw around a little bit more. Go ahead and lose 3-4 to Cleveland. Be 7.5, 8 games out in the worst division and be 7 or 8 games under 500. And then you're going to do some math and go, wait, we're a third of the way through.
Yeah.
We're how many games under 500?
See, I'm Mike, I'm not worried about, you went on an 8-game losing streak. I'm worried about it's so marginal that you don't realize how low you keep creeping. And then you look up and you're like, how did we get 11 games out?
There's the key. And if they got to that point, I don't know what the hell to make of them other than they're bad. But yeah, Rico, you get to that and you start doing some math of what it takes to dig out of that.
Yeah, you lost 2 of 3, you lost 3 of 4, you split here, you did that, and before you know, like, wait a minute, it's June.
It's June 1st, and
how did we get so far out? Well, let's go back. Kind of like Jalen Duran. Why am I not playing, Coach? Well, let's go back and look at what you've done.
Let's turn on the footage. David, a couple of texts here, and we'll get Rieger and Woj in. And if you're on the line, we'll get to your calls. They'll get to your calls because what the hell are they going to talk about?
I think they're going to talk about the upcoming World Cup.
Like hell.
Text here says, Mike is right. The Pistons are simply tired. See you next year. Another person texts in and says, Duran has a bright future. ... in Sacramento. Cade does have unfortunate timely turnovers. We can't keep giving him a pass. And then someone else asks, why is LeVert taking the last shot? Simple as that. With everything else that happened in that game, why is he taking the last shot? And the Pistons have no one to blame but themselves for the loss because of both personnel and execution. But the NBA's refusal to punish or even stop rewarding flopping ruins the enjoyment of the game.
And I agree with it, but you can either conform or just like last year when you thought you got screwed by the refs, just like this year, newsflash, the league doesn't like or respect you, and you don't have stars. Bums don't get calls. Put that bumper sticker out there. They don't get called. Asur Thompson, never getting a call. Karis LeVert, never getting a call. Dennis Jenkins, never getting a call. You can hate James Harden. I hate James Harden. Hall of Famer gets calls.
I say fight the man.
Okay.
Fight the man.
Sure thing.
Let's do it our way.
Play the song.
You heard there's the flu bug going through the Cavs locker room.
What?
Seriously, respiratory illness. So maybe Sam Merrill's in. Kenny Atkinson's sick.
I'm not writing this team off from winning the series because I don't trust Cleveland.
Well, in theory, if they're sick, wouldn't the Pistons get sick?
No.
Doesn't work that
the
way.
Pistons
were pretty sick yesterday. I think they got sick during the last 2:37.
They're in close proximity of each other.
Well,
they're sweating on each other. I got
really weren't that close to them in much of the time.
Well, they were at least 38 times.
Yeah, no kidding. Why are you picking on poor little Pistons fans?
Because I don't think they're bright.
Well, now, are people... Because I haven't seen a bunch of social media fan bitching about the refs, have you?
Did you listen to the station mornings or middays?
No.
What were they saying, Michael? What were they saying?
It would be a combination of wah,
okay,
and wah.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't a straw man argument.
I mean, to be fair,
it's ridiculous.
It was everywhere. It was a speak of the nation
because
today.
it's low hanging fruit.
Listen, I understand
because it's easier to do that than it is to have an actual conversation about the myriad of ways you lost that game, including, by the way, your Zach McKinstry of hardwood, Jalen Duran, being benched for the fourth quarter and overtime.
Oh,
that extension's going to hit like crack.
There's no way they extend them. You can't extend them.
Bet. Put it on a whiteboard.
I will. There's no way. This organization can't
Can
be
you
that
mini
stupid.
extend him?
No. He's restricted. All I would do is offer him nothing.
Yeah, he can go
Let him
shop
shop
his
his
services.
deal, and then
You're
I'll
saying
match.
No, he's not going to get it?
No.
You're
no.
crazy.
You know what, though?
Why would they do it already then?
No.
You can't do that now.
Right.
No, they could have done it before the season.
Right. He thought he was worth more. They didn't
so you're
want
saying he
to.
turned
They
it
didn't
down.
want to pay him in the 30s.
Yeah.
And again, I mean, Bob, you hear things like I do. Like Jeff, they were offering him a deal, but it was sub 30. He wanted more. So then he goes out and he beats up all the poor kids in class.
And he thinks he's in a good spot.
And he thinks he's going to get a deal. And then, now it's the playoffs and everyone's trying.
What's a deal though? Like honestly, what do you think he legitimately would get paid
here?
Yes.
Oh, 5 at 217.
Yeah. Well, first of all, he took all the kids' lunch money all season long.
Sure.
And definitely has disappeared. But my biggest problem, not a problem, and the most true thing you said, Michael, earlier, is that as bad as that was, choke job, whatever you want to call him, they're not done.
They're not.
Because the Cavs are still soft.
Right.
The Pistons put that performance out there.
And they were still up 15.
And the Cavs barely won.
I know we're trying to make, but they haven't lost at home.
I know.
Well, I mean, they couldn't win on the
Truth.
road until they won on the road.
Both things can be true. All I'm saying is I'm not going to turn the Cavs into some championship caliber closer killers. I mean, James Harden had some stains on his pants at the free throw line late.
Right.
Who are we kidding?
Right.
Have you seen James Harden?
Rebound?
No, but I'm saying, do you think Mitchell's going to play that way at home? No.
No, I doubt it. But I've been thinking one or both will bust out. They didn't bust out last night, Harden and
No,
Mitchell.
the Pistons
at
gave it
all.
to them.
They were 4 for 20.
Schroeder will go out there and score about
Yeah,
50.
the thing I fear
Is Duncan
is
gonna be back?
they haven't had, even despite generating a lot of good open looks, because the Pistons off-ball defense has been a disaster.
It has.
They haven't shot it great.
No.
Maybe they're sitting on that game.
Maybe
That's the fear I would have.
Maybe they are, but I'm not. I'm like you. I'm not giving up on them. And I'll go one step further. If the Pistons win tomorrow night, I'm not guaranteeing the Pistons win Game 7.
Oh no, that's different.
These things.
I will guarantee
go
that.
wonky sometimes.
Have you guys
Front
seen?
page, back page?
That's right.
I don't know. I mean, I think I would pick that, but Cleveland's only favored by 3.5 on
I agree.
tomorrow
Look,
night, which is
It's been the running line all series
It
long.
has totally never changed. That said, that was pretty disastrous, and I don't even know
Tigers or Pistons.
No, well, both, but the Pistons last night, and I don't even know.
That's a good old-fashioned choke job. We haven't had one of those in a long time.
I don't even know what Pistons fans feel though. Like, is it like?
Well, when you ask them, they'll call in and because I told them don't call here crying about the refs. I'm not here for.
They didn't score the last 3 minutes of regulation.
Stop with facts, Bob. They're mean.
They gave up 2 offensive rebounds. They went over
Just
for
say
6 from the
Tony
floor.
Brothers is the devil. Wah.
Tony
I heard a guy
Brothers
called the morning show saying Tony Brothers is from Ohio, and that's why
course
it
he
went
is.
down how
There
it
you
went
go.
down.
Tony Brothers
Doesn't he live in Virginia?
Yeah, he's running
actually
for
running
mayor.
the mayor of Norfolk. I
You know
believe.
what? He knows Ryan Day. That's what.
Got
is.
it.
Ryan Day's
Oh, those
brother.
All right,
officials.
we're
yeah.
we're
JT was
overtime,
short.
and
Yep.
David's telling us we're number one. We'll be back tomorrow. Rico's a playwright tomorrow. He will be in a tuxedo. This is exciting.
Can we just move on?
Wait, what
We
is
are
that?
moving on.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can we?
We're
What
moving
about
on.
the Pistons
We're moving
game?
on. We're moving on.
He's not going to the Pistons.
We're moving
Shut
on.
his mic off.
We're
David.
moving on.
What's about
97
the
what?
Pistons?
97 what?
What about the
Shut
Pistons
his
game?
Mic off. All right. Real talk. Okay, real talk. Has your Wi-Fi ever betrayed you at the worst possible moment? Like right when the movie gets good or